theater.
Oh no!
It's like, oh shit.
You took a Demodex,
Yeah,
or
no, I took a diazide.
damn? You
And,
just have diazide just sitting around.
Look
huh?
at how fit.
Yeah.
Look at how fat your face is.
And
Look at that fucking
I
thing.
just get the Bumix from Serbia. Like I have 3 boxes.
I'm recording this.
That's okay.
Busted.
That's okay. You know, just like
What number is this?
Hold little water.
It's like 78 or 9, I think.
it's
9.
79.
I think 78 was the last one.
Yeah, 78. Yeah, 78.
All right, guys, we're back for Cutler Cast episode, I think 79. We wanted to bring our special guest back on. What the last one we did was him, right?
Yeah.
See,
2 in a
we-
row,
we-
man.
Be like a regular. So I told you I sat and watched. I don't know which episode it was,
With
but
Flex Wheeler, right?
Flex Wheeler was on there, and I kind of fell asleep to you guys talking about 93 and
You heard his cycle?
yeah, I was.
You put Jay to sleep.
No.
must
I
be
just
boring.
I kind of fall asleep, then I wake up and whatever. I actually enjoyed it. Your conversation, Cormier, and you guys talked about the tour and how, you talked about Sergio and him retaining a little fluid and like
from the flight.
flying. Have you competed right away from getting off a plane?
You did that too, right?
Yeah, we did the tour. I mean, we'd compete twice in the same day, but I wasn't as extensive as you were. You did like 7 different stops back in the day, right? Yeah. But no one was like some guys probably hit and missed, but no one was like. It was kind of like a just touch and go anyway, wasn't it?
You see, initially 91, 92, 93, there was one show a weekend. So you actually stay in Europe.
For how
we
long?
went to 7 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, that was crazy.
So you didn't do the whole tour?
No, I did always, of course.
Wow.
I had that in the contract with the Power Bar. I stipulated that they're going to pay for all my flights and hotels to any shows. So when they say yes, I didn't get so much money. I got the $5,000 for a year. Ooh, what
do you mean? The whole contract was $5,000?
I mean, that's at that time.
I guess they had a
And
budget
This was
towards your
in
flights.
But
like
listen.
1950.
Okay, so let me just
I started training in 91, by the way. Was this 91 or?
91. Let me
Okay.
rewind this a little bit. Okay, so I'm here, a Serbian guy. I just turned pro. I don't have money, of course.
Yeah.
And then I said, let me try some endorsements. So there was no internet. I didn't know even how to type. So I handwritten like 5 letters, and I sent to
companies.
Yeah, I'm in the discounters, I remember. They responded, they gave me the supplements. Mega Pro, Joe Wells.
Yeah.
He also signed me up for some miserable money and all that stuff. But then Power Bar, also, they invited me. They signed me up. And they actually used that written letter, and it was like all bad English and not even in the same line, right? They put this in a Muscle Fitness.
It was a marketing strategy.
As a strategy, yeah. But they asked me how much money, would I want. I had no clue. So I said 5,000, And then I said, but would you pay for all my hotels and flights for all the competitions? They say, yeah. Then I decided I'm going to do all of them. Everything is paid for. So anyway, but why did I
He showed
even
them.
mention this? Yeah, so we were going to this Euro tour, and guys like Ron Love and
Lee
Sonny
Haney?
Schmidt. Lee Haney was in 91. They started losing the condition. Kevin Leveroni in 92, 93. Initially they were good, but they started losing condition, and I was keeping my condition. That's how I catch them at the end. But of course you are constantly on a certain kind of diuretics.
I know, but how do you? I mean, besides, I know it's obvious people talk about the diuretic use, but is there another way to maintain? Like, because I know that Flex was saying he flew and he stayed tight, through the whole flight. I was one of those people too. I would get off a plane and I'd be just as shredded as when I got on.
Yeah, but did you drink water?
I did. Yeah, I ate and drank.
Yeah. A lot of people.
So if you don't drink water and don't eat, do you feel like you retain crazy?
Kevin Leveroni was saying how flying attendant ladies were telling him that if he doesn't want to retain water, he should constantly walk, never sit, and try to drink as much water. So
because I know you were saying it's crazy to pay what people pay for water. Because remember, this is all before 9/11, right?
Yeah.
And now it's changed because you can't carry the gallon of water on, and it's like they limit how much water they give you. And I guess you can go in the airports and fill up the containers, right?
Yeah. I actually had some other thought that I was going to start it with, but then I completely forgot.
Well, we were talking about Sergio. We were talking about Sergio, how maybe he just flew and it didn't give him enough time to lose that water. And Dennis was saying he should have handily won that show on paper. But the question is would he have? I mean, you really like this
Ross?
Tony
Burton?
Like did you feel that Ross deserved to win California?
It was super close. I said last time.
It was like I would give Tony one prejudging and one won the finals, right? Like
Tony won
prejudging.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I think I sent you those pictures of Ross 2 days before the show. That was flawless, right? The back double biceps pose conditioning is off the chart. It's like one of those, like, wow, super thin skin, cellophane, surrounded everywhere, super tight, dry. I mean, so Flanagan had the big legs and not the upper body exactly as wide or to match completely, but he's filling it up and he looks quite decent. So in California, I think that Tonio should have won, but judges gave him a no. That's no problem. Sergio for sure being third. If Sergio was as conditioned, he would win hands down.
So like we've seen Sergio at his best would have won.
I think so. There's no question. I really
and
think
he's
superior.
He's in Italy right now. He went over and did the Panada seminar. He was with Rami, right?
Yeah, I just talked to Big Rami an hour ago. So I'm going to mention that. But what I was going to is Ross going now to Toronto, which is great. I support that. He said last time, should he compete? Of course he should compete. He's in contest shape. Even though he won the show, what he has to lose? He didn't win, he didn't repeat, but doesn't matter. Top 3 placing and another challenge and more experience.
Learning your body more too.
Going into the show, I sent those pictures of Ross. Hopefully you're going to find that you can put it. I'm going to send you that. It's craziest condition. It's like one of those that just like, wow.
What was it, on Instagram? Or?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Okay.
Like 2 days out. I'll send it to you. Did he really repeat exactly that conditioning? I think he lost a little bit edge. But here it is. As people always, criticize me for mentioning symmetry around and all that stuff. This is how I look. If you would shut the lights and look at the silhouettes when you see top 3, Ian Valier, Hassan, and Ross, Jan wins heavily because he has that V-taper, X-frame. He really is so tapered. Everything is there. Hassan is narrow, a little bit blocky, so muscular. But if you don't see that, you just see the silhouette, this is where he loses. And Ross would not be as wide. He's bottom heavy. So it's not exactly. So from that aspect, Jan wins easily. But then you turn the lights on, and now, when you analyze, conditioning and fullness and everything, we talk about it. It could go either way. I think that Hassan could have won on the merits like Nick Walker would think that he's dominant, because he's more muscular,
so
thicker, freaky. So Hassan was really freaky as far as, muscle density, thickness, roundness, but he doesn't have that taper. Jan impressed me because his conditioning was good. I don't think it was better than Olympia. I think it's just about the same. And I do think that he was fuller at Olympia.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, please.
I'm going to tell you how I saw it, okay? Because I know I asked you based on, we always talk about predictions, which I hate because, leading up to the show, we see a picture of this guy and that guy, and, that's all different on stage, right? We were impressed with Hassan.
Yes.
We were. And when he hit the stage and I looked at the images after prejudging, those were our top 2. Ross really didn't have the density in the upper torso, right, to really challenge. That's where he lacked, right?
Yeah.
What I feel, just like you said, Hassan doesn't have the God-given shape that Ian has, right? Mm-hmm. But, he has so much round, dense muscle. I felt like he had more detail. Does that sound right?
Yeah, for
like
sure.
More detail, like more
happening.
Like more, and that's where I could see. But it was one of those things where Ian was so lean and he didn't have as much separation in certain parts.
Yeah.
I think the structure overwon this, but you can criticize his structure in the sense like the pecs aren't as full, right?
Hassan was full. He was,
but he was a little blocky, don't you think? I hate to say that because I was considered blocky too. So this is in no way like I'm ripping.
Yeah. No, you were not blocky by no means because
I just wasn't aesthetic, right?
No, you were so wide.
Yeah.
And at the grand opening of the Torture Gym, right, Tarek Grandi stated in 2007, even though I considered that maybe you shouldn't have won, you won on the width.
I get it.
When you talk to me about you and Phil going mano a mano, you say you always beat him on the width. So now Ian beat Hassan big time on the width and at this taper. First time I've seen Hassan, I think Chris Aceto was working with him on some New York show, and I told him, please tell him to open up, so create illusion of that V-taper. So he was kind of, bringing it down, so shoulders have to go as wide and stretch the stomach to make your waist smaller. And then when you do the front lat spread as well, just, raise the chest up and open up. It's no reason to show the same shoulders and arms and chest that you're going to show in other poses. Here you're supposed to show the width. So Jan Valier dominated him on that one, like front lat spread. It goes all over.
So if it was a symmetry round,
yeah, Jan would win.
Yeah,
easily.
that's so
easily. So you mentioned that you didn't see the fullness and striations in detail on Jan Valier, and yes, look, his two best poses. Actually, side chest and side triceps, and he doesn't really have a dominant chest. But I think that people underestimate his legs. His legs from the side is phenomenal, and now his legs from the front are crazy. I was giving him advice many times before. I've seen him lose the front quad separation constantly, continuously, to the point I felt like I need to tell him. And now when you look at Ross had the crazy quads, but when you see Ross next to Jan was killing him in the quads department. And then, but then let's be fair, then you analyze Hassan's legs next to both of them, and Hassan's legs are still dominant. He was thickly muscled, full VMO, full lateralis, sweeping. So from my legs, I would even give it to Hassan, but upper body, pose by pose, if it dissected, there's a lot of poses Hassan beat Jan Valier. And we can go one by one. But overall, combination of size, conditioning, structure, shape, strong presentation, Jan won the show.
Ian presented himself better, yeah.
What do you think would have happened if Hassan was just a little bit tighter and was a little flat? Would that have been a better look against Ian?
Yes. It was not the cakewalk. If they gave it to Hassan, there's a lot of people that are going to justify it. Look, back double biceps, Hassan was dominant. Okay? Jan has some issue there with the lower lats, right? So he leans in the back double biceps into it. I don't know if you've seen. He leans too much back, and it looks good. But he was probably hiding that weakness. Lat spread was affected at Olympia, to the point that they were saying, this part is missing. It's similar to Rami's lower lat insertions. I think Jan Valier pulled that off, but again, he would lose that pose to Hassan. So from the back, I would definitely give it to Hassan. Hassan has a blocky waist, but abs and thighs shot. It was very good. He pulled off the six-pack big time. Okay, side triceps could go to Hassan, but he didn't even do 1 microsecond of a side triceps, which I don't understand. He immediately pulled to the front triceps. Hey, that's not the pose they're asking for. Hit the side triceps, especially Hassan, with all the attributes they have: full chest, full shoulders, full arms, and from the side you can't see the waist. And crazy legs. I don't understand why he didn't hit the side triceps. When you have so many pose by pose that is so close, it can go either way, then not can go in his direction. But I think presentation of Ian legs from the side like crazy, and then he turns around and there's that V-taper, shoulders, arms,
Still
chest.
got a tiny waist.
Tiny
too.
waist, yeah, flat stomach, super flat stomach, very impressive. But when you look at most muscular pose, again, can we argue that Hassan could beat him in that one? You know, because you block the waist anyway, and all you see is chest, shoulders, arms, legs. You know, so it was not
Hassan's
a
a freak.
cakewalk. Yeah. I think if I was a judge, I would give it to Jan Bollier for sure on the shape V-taper. You know, it's beautiful lines. Frontal biceps is beautiful, you know, peaking biceps, hanging triceps, V-taper. Lat spread, excellent. Killing Hassan next to him, there's narrow. Side chest, he could have possibly go to Hassan, but he didn't do it right. He's doing this, right?
Crunching.
Crunching for, you know, Jesus Christ, you have that chest, you have those arms, and, you know, turn it out, you know, cover the space behind you, show that muscle, you know, even I was doing this before, you can show the striations as you're doing a side chest, right? Every time when you have something that the competitor doesn't have, and Jan didn't have a striations on the chest. And I don't know, there's a lot of rumors on Instagram and YouTube, like how he maybe had some issue, like Marcus Rule and some, I know King Kamali called me before, he had something that is just like splitting. And he, can you do something about it? Probably not. When I talked to Marcus, the same thing. He doesn't know what happened.
So it's gapping more than it was in the past?
Yeah. And now... So
I did hear talk about it. I just didn't look at any pictures. No, I didn't really pay that close attention, to be honest.
He pulled it off. I mean...
Because he still felt like he deserved to win, you know?
Yeah, for sure. He pulled it off, and it was not really visible, but then people that pointed out, and then you look, and then you can recognize. So maybe that's why he was also a little bit flattered to the chest.
It just doesn't make sense because he's so wow in all the other body parts, and the chest seems to be like the hardest thing for him. And we know it's not a lack of training thing with him because he trains his ass off, right?
He trains like a maniac. He is really a hardcore bodybuilder.
He's super intense.
But look, if you have something going on and you're afraid of damaging it even more, you have to back off.
Yeah.
And this is how I think that maybe that's what happened. He should go just super light for pump and everything, you know, because shoulders, arms are crazy. Back, like I said, he pulled it off. I really thought after the Olympia that something is happening with his lower lats.
No, he looked good, though.
Yeah, he looked good. Legs, very, very underestimated. Those legs are phenomenal. Yeah, and super small waist and V-tapered. So he won this show deservingly. I asked you before the show, do you think he can be again contender at the Olympia for, you know?
I mean, he was 7th or 8th.
7th 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
I mean, these are so many guys stacked up. I haven't seen anyone in this current lineup, including Tonio, who wasn't there.
Yeah.
That is a threat.
Yeah, not to
on paper,
not to top 8. Even top 10, of course.
I mean, with discounting Hunter, and you know, we assume he's going to come in great.
Yeah.
I mean, you got people that aren't qualified. Andrew. I mean, now Ian is, of course, qualified. Ross is qualified. Yeah. Tonio's qualified. And I mean, we got a ton more shows, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and there's going to be points. There's no points anymore, right? So we're not doing points.
I think that was.
But does Hassan?
Ian got 11th last year.
Ian got 11, and then Krizo got 12, right? Yeah. And
Raphael got 10.
I think Raphael squeaked in, you know, at the final show, the way I remember, because Raphael had a beautiful shape, right? It's in great condition, everything.
He's switched coaches now, too.
Yeah, yeah. But you see, Raphael alone looks just phenomenal. When he stands next to the guys that are bigger than him, then you can see, like, you still need to pack, you know, a few more pounds.
Do you think he can pack on the weight without being ruin aesthetics?
I think so.
Does he need to be a lot bigger, though?
Yeah, he does, to leave that impression.
That's pretty crazy because he's so impressive, man.
In person, yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the Charles Claremont situation. Yeah. Like, I thought he was so phenomenal, but he never placed.
Well, you know, he beat Kevin and Flex.
No, at the European shows. Mm-hmm. But at the Olympia, it seemed like he was always 7th, 8th, right? Yeah. He wasn't ever pushing the top 6, but his physique was almost like flawless, right?
Yeah, but you see, you won the Olympia. You were second million times and all that stuff. So for you, placing seventh is like
I guess
not
sixth
accomplishment.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Mr. Olympia. I mean, top
Did he
10
get
are crazy.
Did he get seventh, Charles?
I think 93. Yeah, 93. And 93 he beat Flex and Kevin.
But wouldn't you say he needed to add more mass in order to battle the bigger guys?
You see, if he was in the same condition that he won in the British Grand Prix,
he would have challenged the
he would have
tops.
challenged him. I think when you're a little off. So Charles Claremont, beautiful physique, but he was not super wide. And so he didn't open up
Crazy arms, though, right?
Crazy arms, beautiful line, crazy abs. Probably better abs than me, and smaller waist. Just craziest arms. But, seventh place, I think, is accomplishment. The highest I want to stand.
I know, but I mean, we start talking about, like, when you just said the contenders, like, Ian was 11th last year. Can he move up to 7th or 6th?
So I'll go over some names and Hottie.
Yeah, no chance.
Derek Lunsford,
No chance.
Nick Walker,
No chance.
Brandon Curry.
No chance.
If Rami competes, Samson, Hunter, Andrew Jack, Bonac, and Raphael are the guys that placed ahead of him.
Yeah.
And then Crizzo is one place behind
I
him.
mean, look, I would like to encourage him that he keeps going. He's every bodybuilder's bodybuilder. Like you say, hardcore. He loves to train. He has that.
Does he go compete anymore this season?
I mean, he did it a couple of years ago when he won Tampa. He went to Texas. Why
won
not?
both.
What's next, guys? What's the next?
I think it's Spain, right?
I think
2
so.
weeks.
Okay, so it's international.
Yeah, international. But just to touch the Russ.
Couple more guys.
Russ
Russ.
Flanagan. First, Russ impressed me. I said that last time, and I'm even more impressed now that they keep delivering that message. He messages, super conditioning,
Did you hit
improved
him
upper
up
body.
and tell him you look good, or
Sorry?
did you?
No, I didn't. I
You
don't
should.
actually have his phone number, but I'm
You
sure. I'm
should
sure.
DM him on Instagram and say,
Yeah, Russ, you
coming
look,
from you, it means a lot.
yeah, you look phenomenal.
So that-
and that 2 days out pictures for backdoor biceps. So we're gonna pull and put this podcast. That was
Make sure
state
Matt
of
does
art.
it though.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it,
So
Matt,
we
or-
have, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. We have, let's see, that's Masters. So the next show is Spain.
Spain.
On the 18th. And then the 1st of July is Orlando.
Who's doing Spain? Is Crizzo doing
Crizzo.
Spain?
Crizzo's doing
He's
that.
just doing that.
And then the 7th the 9th of July will be the Big Man event in Portugal. And then you have Vancouver the next weekend, and then Chicago the weekend after, and then another one in Spain.
Is there Indy still, or is Indy done?
That's done. And
Okay.
then Tampa in August. So I
Yeah,
mean, there's a good another 7 shows here in the next.
I
2
wonder.
months.
I wonder what Sergio is going to do next.
Tell me about Robin.
Yeah, Robin Strand. That's 4th place
Impressive,
finisher.
right?
Super impressive. Yeah, I didn't even know the guy, and then when I look at him in the lineup, I mean,
These Canadians still making a run at this, man. We've been talking
There's
about
a
the
lot of them.
Canadians.
yeah, but it's complete.
Do you remember the years they couldn't break through? The guys just couldn't, and now look at.
Now look at him.
I mean, you got Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, he was super
Classic,
competitive,
and-
and I encourage him to continue competing. I even said this for you, right? For Ronnie Coleman. For me, you need to be noticed. You need to pay your dues a little bit and be seen, a few times. Every time I beat you before, like maybe I wouldn't beat you if you were more reputable. I got you in the name, right? But Robin was great, and then 5th place was who was 5th? Joe Seaman. Joe
Joe
Seaman
Seaman
is
was-
notoriously in a great condition. I mean, I commend him for that. 6th place I want to mention Jason Love. He was 212.
Jason Lowe, yeah.
Jason Lowe, 212, turned classic, and now turned open bodybuilding. Beautiful shape, beautiful physique, everything, right? But kind of, even I have to say, it's still not enough muscle mass to stand next to those monsters, So, I'll tell you guys, in the opening of Torture Gym, I brought Tarek El Grandi, IBB judge, in front of Dennis Wolf and Jay, because I talk so much shit about Jay not deserving. And he put me in a place. He said, look, did you notice how wide Jay is? And really, I actually looked at some pictures of you standing right next
After
to.
that.
After that, it's ridiculous how much wider you are. it is. So, I would have to maybe reconsider that width. And that width was you beating Phil Heath.
I know, but I understand you look at the whole package.
The whole package.
I have no issue with that. I mean, there's a lot of shows I thought I looked better. And
you getting soft on us?
What? No, I mean, listen, I say my opinion, and I'm not.
No, we appreciate.
Everybody knows that I'm not the
it.
Jay Cutler hater. I love the guy, and I'm so impressed. You put this in perspective. Imagine if those second place to Ronnie's are all firsts. If there was not Ronnie, how many would you have? 7,
Record.
8, 9?
No, you'd have a record.
Do you have a record?
Just think,
10?
just either first or second was what, 11 total? Either
Really?
First
Yeah.
or second? Well, 10.
10.
So
10.
But
So
I skipped
either
the
first
year.
or
I
second,
skipped
you
the year.
skipped
Yeah.
So let's put this in perspective. If it's first and second, you would be an all-time champ. If you put this, who had most Olympia first and second places.
The problem is the lack of motivation.
Yeah.
Because me chasing, I was better. So I don't feel like if I didn't have a Ronnie or I didn't have a Dexter or if I didn't have a Phil Heath or all these guys, I would not have been as motivated, I think.
We said it before.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if he would have beat Ronnie in 01. What would have happened if Ronnie would have came back and looked like he did a couple years later and then beat Jay? And then who knows what
Maybe
happened.
my ego would have got crushed
It could
at
have.
that point.
You never know. Because you were still, you were 27, 28 years old.
Yeah, because the ideal thing, guys, is like, you got to remember, I never thought I'd be good. I honestly did not until I got there.
Uh-huh.
But if you asked me, and in fact, in the Cut Above DVD, it was a VHS actually, I said I don't ever plan to be Mr. Olympia because I was second to last that year, right? And I remember wrapping up the DVD when I won the Night of Champions the next year. I didn't think I was going to be able to challenge some of these guys. I wasn't even getting to stand next to Ronnie Coleman after I thought I would in 99. So for me, it was a blessing to do as well as I did, and I never thought until I stood there second to Ronnie at the Olympia. I thought in European Tour, like, hey, I can compare, but I knew the Olympia stage was way different from European Tours. Mm-hmm. And when I actually stood and I landed second, I'm like, wow, I'm like that close. Because obviously it was controversial. At the time, I wasn't sitting there like telling people, I should have won, I should have won. I mean, later it came out that the scorecard said X, and somehow they shifted. And
Okay, so
just I'm modestly saying, hey, I realized there were limitations in my physique, but it just goes to show there should be an inspirational message to everyone out there, because sometimes you don't plan things. You're not Arnold that said, I'm going to be the greatest bodybuilder, I'm going to become a top actor, and I'm going to go into politics. Like, he said he had that plan.
yeah.
I don't know.
People can do that.
I don't know if I believe that in a sense. I never planned on being wildly successful in what I did. I said, man, if I can ever just afford a decent car and afford to live and have this as a great hobby, I want to work out the rest of my life. To this day, still, if you said my bucket list of life, it's still, I want to be healthy enough to go to the gym on a daily basis. You know, I train 7 days a week right now.
Yeah.
I don't take days off,
Yeah.
right?
You rest when you die. You don't need to.
I feel like, and if you say, well, what, you need days off, well, I don't feel I train hard enough, if that makes sense. I just enjoy it so much. I don't want to push myself past a certain limit.
Yeah.
But I didn't consider myself to be spectacular. Where I feel someone like Phil Heath realized he was going to be unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Probably looking at genetics.
Because everyone said, this is genetics, this is genetics, look at his genetics, look at this, look at that. You know what I mean?
I've always said that, and this goes off in a different direction. With every success, there's an element of luck with anything successful. Whether you meet the right person who opens a door for you, or you somehow somebody connects you to something. If Jay would have not accidentally got next to Ronnie there, would he be where he's at right now? We can assume he would have, but the reality is he might not have been.
Well, he was that good. I'm going to say this again. I said a year ago, first time I laid my eyes on Jay was in 96 Gold Gym. And if somebody would at that point tell me, and that's 96, right?
I was 23.
That he's going to be Mr. Olympia, I would have bet my left arm.
I know, but you were jealous a little bit. I
No,
think.
that 96, had no reason to be jealous. No, seriously, I consider myself somewhat an expert, and I have an eye, and I can predict things. But that's era of Flex, Sean, Kevin,
greatness.
The Chris Cormier, Paul Dillette, Lee Priest, Nasser. So I just didn't see beautiful, wide shoulders, big guy, but like you said, maybe somewhat limited because waist was not so small. So, but you created perfect illusion of the V taper that is just Dexter Jackson but magnified, same V taper, sweeping quads, shoulders go from here to Canada. Yeah, you deserve it. So they would say genetically maybe not gifted to be shapely, but you're genetically gifted to be wide and thick and
What do you
muscular.
think if I would have landed in the Dillette, Wheeler, Kevin, Sean, Nasser era?
You at your best, you would be super competitive, and then you would beat Nasser on still width. And
Do you think I could have gone in the mix there?
Yeah, for sure. And then once you start
Dorian
competing
Yates and all these guys?
yeah, they always ask me how would Jay be against 93 Dorian or 95 Dorian. 95 Dorian, I think, was the best condition. You were
He
there.
had the torn bicep, though.
Yeah, he had it. There are many things that were missing on Dorian.
You think if today, like Hottie came with a torn bicep, what do you think would
They
happen?
would penalize him? I don't know.
You're nodding your head.
They would, because the other guy, Derek's too close and Nick is too
Yeah,
close.
but
Hottie's not overwhelming. Dorian overwhelmed.
I mean, but we
everybody.
talk about his conditioning. Like, do you think his? I mean,
so Dorian 94 had a torn biceps, and prejudging he was not in condition, so a lot of people saw him losing. But Chris Dickerson had a torn chest and bicep, and he still won the Olympia 82, right? So I don't know.
so
if they would penalize
94,
him.
Dorian was off,
94 was for sure off.
and did he come back
And
for the
then
next night?
in 95, you watched that
It
show,
was
right?
crazy, yeah. But he had the torn bicep. I just
Yes, but
actually,
you don't see it.
You know what's kind of funny is, like, I'm a fan,
Mhm.
and I appreciate Dorian Yates was like the guy when I came up, right? But we were talking about that, and I went home. I think it was the night after the torture event,
Yeah.
and I actually tuned in and watched 95 Olympia because I wanted to actually see
Yeah.
the video based on. I was there in like row 10
Yeah.
in dead center. And I remember being like, wow, this is why he wins.
Yeah.
We talked about this. Like,
Yeah.
we can analyze body part. That's why you just said if we broke down each pose, we can't. I
Yeah.
don't know. Dorian was
Dorian was
he
master
just
of
had-
mandatories.
but he had so much going on. You know what I mean? With not like deep cuts, but he just was dry and hard. And
I said that.
you know, I know you were talking about, like, they were talking about Cytodrin and all these other things
We did
like, the
everything.
other day, and like
None of these
that's
young
the
guys
kind
know about
that, but
Cytodrin.
that's the kind of look that Dorian had. Like,
Bone
you can only
dry.
get kind of dry, right? Where
Yeah.
it looks like it hurts when you're
Yeah.
Like the skin is like
play the
cellophane.
guitar on the
Yeah,
every
yeah.
fiber.
Yeah, but it's so hard for certain guys to get that. They always have that little bit. I don't feel like my skin ever got that paper thin.
Yeah, you didn't have that exactly. You had on your legs.
Yeah, but to have it all over like that, like,
Yeah.
it's weird. Dorian didn't have like strided. He had glute strided when he hit it in certain pose, but
Yeah.
not like it was just there, right?
Yeah, but he did. Okay, so, and people are going to say I'm also, beside Nick Walker hater, I'm a Dorian hater. No, I have nothing but respect for the guy because he dominated the hardest era in bodybuilding. You know, so Flex Wheeler and Kevin and Sean and Nasser, he was beating them all
I know
regularly, right?
But once again, you know, you question my 07. Did he deserve to win every year? And could it have gone?
He could have.
It's like the Ian versus Hassan, right?
Yeah.
You,
Could go
you
either
can't
way.
But
Yeah.
there's a couple guys that probably should have got titles. Should Sean Ray have a title? Should Kevin Lebron? Should Flex
Yeah.
Wheeler? Should
So
Nasser?
94
There's
and
4
96.
guys.
Yeah. So let's go. 97, I said that Nasser should deserve to beat Dorian. And Steve Weinberger put
No.
this to rest. He says, no, he didn't. Okay. So 96, Sean Ray could have possibly beat him. He was not at his best. And Nasser was crazy, but Nasser failed the diuretic test.
No, that was 95.
95?
He was third.
Okay. And
He was unbelievable at that show, by the way.
95 diuretic test.
Yeah.
So 96.
Sean was good, though. He was
yeah,
second.
but
in
Nasser was
96.
also third in 96.
Okay.
Yeah.
95, Dorian won, right?
95, Dorian won hands
Who did
down.
that second, Kevin or Sean?
Kevin, yeah.
And Nasser was third, yeah. And he got
So
in 94, you said
94, especially prejudging, again, I would give it to Sean. Yeah, and then 93, I thought, 93 that I would still give it to Flex. Flex and Sean had this beautiful shape and all that stuff until Steve Weinberger put me in a position and said, did you actually watch the show? Dorian didn't even look human. He was like so above everybody else. And then when I rewatched the show, even though I'm Flex Wheeler's fan, it's like, oof, in front double biceps, maybe Flex could pull it off on the shape and the biceps roundness, all that, just
but
shape-wise.
size mattered, right?
Size still mattered, but front double biceps, I could even, maybe give it to him. Dorian never had a good arms, but has the lines, and, I don't think Dorian had the greatest arms, greatest shoulders, greatest chest, greatest abs, greatest legs. I mean, but put all together is like, holy moly. Lat spread, he was killing everybody. And then side chest, side tricep. I didn't really think that Dorian would look as good as when I rewatched the thing, like, oh, what I'm talking about. He's good.
Dude, I was just watching Nasser, though, in 97. Dude, he was pretty impressive.
From the front and side, he beat him.
That front double bicep with the arms and the V-taper. And I mean, he did have a
That's
little shorter legs and stuff, but I mean...
Yeah, but he still have a crazy calves and a good separation, also striated glutes. I mean, Nasser was something. But from the back, even though that famous picture of Flex, Sean, and Dorian, when they all had the striated lats and all that stuff, there is still more happening on the Dorian. Right, it was more impressive. And then when he opens up those lats, Sean is narrow, Flex is narrow, Dorian goes all over the place. 93 Dorian definitely deserved to win. 92, again, I thought that maybe Kevin could because I like Kevin's shape better. But analyzing pose by pose, hardness, dryness, conditioning, Dorian deserves 92, 93. 95 for sure, and then those other three questionable.
So we talk about this. At the end of the day, it's still a muscle contest.
It is.
It still is. Now, Dorian overwhelmed everybody.
Yeah.
But
would
he overwhelm, let's say the last decade, would he have went and overwhelmed a lot of these other guys now? Would he overwhelm a Phil? Would he have overwhelmed Jay when he was there? Would he overwhelm a Samson or overwhelm a Rami? Or would he overwhelm these guys?
They say it's not even fair to compare, right?
It's hard to compare errors, obviously.
To compare.
It is. And no matter what sport it is, it's hard.
Yeah. Jay said you have to really see it to believe it and appreciate it, that kind of hardness, the dryness, the fibrotic tissue. So would the 2009 Jay be overwhelmed? But any version of Dorian, no. He would not. Dorian would not overwhelm you. Right, for sure, right?
Because you guys were similar weight-wise, and Jay had a better V-taper. Yeah. And he's not...
Yeah, Dorian had the crazy back, you know what I mean? And the hardness.
He had the crazy one spot, but dude, it's
not like
you had a narrow back.
It's like arguing Phil Heath versus Ronnie Coleman. Phil had a lot of things going on, but I think if you put him next to Ronnie in his prime, he just would
be
get...
tough. He would get overwhelmed.
He'd get overwhelmed a little bit, you know.
But Ronnie in his prime, I think he would beat Dorian.
I'm asking you the greatest physique ever.
Still think it's Ronnie.
98 Ronnie for me. Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people would say that same thing.
Yeah. Lee Haney 91. This is interesting.
I'm a little disappointed that people forget about those guys like Lee Haney and. You know, we never talk about Arnold, how he was great, or Sergio was great, or
yes.
I mean, even Frank Zane and these guys, right? I mean, the early guys, because you have to take into account for the error in the like the equipment they use. I mean, they were at Torture Gym, which I want to talk about. Like, think about how advanced everything is, right?
Right now, you have every advance. machine, supplementation, science that you can use. Back then they were all experimenting.
I saw an article, though, about thinking that people use more machines now than free weights, and that's why people are losing their lats. Who said that?
Maybe Dave Palumbo, maybe, because today on my podcast, Dennis complained that Dave said something about Rami not using free weights and
But he
being a machine.
wasn't he? I saw him doing T-bar rows. And,
Yeah.
and listen, I started losing my lower lats, and I didn't use machines.
You didn't use machine? Or
No, I didn't. I used all free weights. I was T-bar rows, bent barbell rows, one-arm dumbbell rows. I did it every workout.
And you didn't lose?
I think one-arm rows thickened my waist a lot because I was doing, 180s, 200s, and think about that twist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you said it.
I wouldn't advise people to do crazy heavy one-arm dumbbell rows anymore if they're prone for that.
Any rows.
And I told you my thing would be really sore. My obliques would be super sore the next day after doing back. That's not good.
Yeah. But what I was going to also, which guy would you compare that was winning Olympia on the same merits that you did? Like, so you were not the shapeliest guy, but you overwhelmed.
Dorian Yates.
Dorian.
I mean, dude, even Ronnie he wasn't aesthetic at the end, really.
Yeah.
I mean, remember his stomach got...
But how about Big Ramy? And I'm mentioning this a bit because
I was gonna say.
Big Ramy is
huge, though.
Yeah, huge and wide and crazy legs and everything. I'm mentioning this because today on the podcast he showed up, right? And you know how a lot of rumors is that maybe he should take it off and not compete.
Well, we talked about it, remember?
Yeah. Well, today, I mean, he's healthy. He loves what he's doing. And by the end of the podcast, I'm saying, why would you ever listen to anybody else and not compete if you want to compete, you enjoy that, and you are ready? And then I mentioned that you told me that you still believe that if he comes back, he can win the Olympia, yeah? For me, he was improved at Arnold Classic. They said, Steve Weinberger said maybe he didn't improve that much, but there was considerable
He had some
improvement.
shots. He looked crazy.
Yeah. He was he says 280 something, 5 at Olympia, and he was 307 at Arnold Classic. So that, yeah.
Listen,
like
he hasn't been
pounds.
training, so the last look that he displayed at Pittsburgh, he wasn't as impressive, but if he hasn't been training and he's been focused on doing the stem cell thing, I still encourage him to compete. He's qualified for life, but what do you think? This is the problem, okay? The guy's, what is he, 40?
38, he's going to turn 39.
But 1 year later, you're a step closer to being older.
Yeah.
And your time is limited at that.
Yeah.
You're not 22.
Yeah.
So I would just follow, if your heart is in it,
Yeah.
I think that, based on he improved, look at the last show he did. He improved from the one 3 months prior, 4 months prior.
Yeah.
If he can improve again, he just needs to make sure he starts training and he doesn't say, well, I'm going to start training 10 weeks before the show.
Because he's
not,
right now. Yeah.
because he's not huge, right? Like the last we saw in
Yeah.
May 15th or whatever it was, May 10th.
But even Dennis James and him, when they talk about in 2 weeks, he's going to be like 50 pounds heavier. That's how he responds.
Well, was he training or?
He's just started training
Okay.
right now. In Rimini, he didn't train, but he just started. And you could see that he wanted. And I would just encourage him.
He's got 6 months.
All right, so here we are. Like, Rami, message to you.
Yeah.
F everyone else. Do
Exactly.
what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Train for it.
and-
We're
That's a life-
excited,
that's
and
a-
we would love to talk about you
That's
leading
a-
up to Olympia.
That's a life's lesson.
Yeah, the way that he said
Do
it,
what you want.
he could care less where he places. And,
That's
it's,
not true, but
he
he thinks he can place well.
Of course, everybody should, and you had that winner's mentality. But he takes his losses very well, and he says that really, as long as he improves and he's happy with it, it doesn't matter where he plays. Of course, we would all like to win, yeah, for sure. But he doesn't care about the placings. He wants a challenge and he wants to improve. He's pain-free now. He said that the elbow was so painful, he couldn't do nothing, and then that's why his triceps suffered a little bit. But then they did all the MRIs and testings, and they don't see anything, nerve pinching or anything. So there was just inflammation coming from somewhere. And now he's pain-free and he can train.
What's your best placing at the Olympia?
Mine, 10th.
Were you happy with that? Were you bragging the whole year I was top 10 in the world to people?
I never talk anything about my placings ever.
I know, but you when
it was out of my hand.
That's pretty incredible, though. I'm saying if someone says, "Hey, what do you do?" Did you ever say I'm top 10 in the world in what I do?
Never.
It's impressive.
It's impressive, though. How many people can say they're top 10 in the world at what they did?
I would never say that.
When you placed 10th, did you think, okay, now I got to move up to 8th or like?
Honestly, listen,
I was shocked.
What?
He was shocked.
Yeah, no.
Is this a mistake? Should I be in 15th?
Let me put it this way. I was shocked when I qualified for Olympia in my pro debut. That I didn't think in a million years can happen.
Well, right? I was excited even,
Yeah.
Remember, I got smoked the first year, and it's like, then I won the United Champions. And
yeah. I mean, you were smoked 98 by me, 99 by me.
Listen, you just said in 2007, what did he call you? A stage decoration? So tell us about this torture gym.
Well, okay. So first, thank you for showing up.
I was happy to be there.
The thing that we mentioned, I think that we all have to support each other, regardless of who is opening what. I would come to any event for a supplement company, gym, clothing, anything. I'm here already, so how can I not make an appearance? So, I commend you. You had a few moments, but then you stayed few hours, which they greatly appreciated. So, Torture Gym is open. It's a Rainbow and a Windmill, 3 minutes away from my house. So it's all ideal, filled with new tech equipment. And now you still didn't train really on them.
I didn't even honestly look at the stuff.
Yeah, but okay, so here is official.
When I walk in, people are like, "Hey, Jay."
Officially, this is why I want to tell you, I'm not talking just for a reason of, I'm talking because I really mean it. Once you try that hack squat and torture squat and the back pieces and chest pieces, you're going to fall in love with it.
I haven't hack squatted since I quit in 2013.
Really?
You know that? Yeah, no. No pendulums, no hack squat.
Still just squatting?
I do the Rogers machine now.
What is that?
The Rogers squat.
What is Rogers squat?
It just goes. They just put the weight on the side.
Oh, that's one a kilo.
Yeah.
They have one at Fit Club too.
I didn't know this called Roger. Yeah, it's good. But anyway, hack squat. I put it on Instagram. With my bad knee, I could have.
Do you think hack squats are great for building your quads? I honestly think it was one of my best pieces to build.
If there is one exercise only, I would only choose hack.
Why do you think it triggers the outer
sleeve? With the foot positioning can be different, right? You can go up, down, in and out, all this stuff. But when you position yourself perfectly, you unlock your knees and you feel it on the quads. Now you can lower it with much less attention on your back, like you would do free-weight squats. Free-weight squats, you have to have a skill and know how to to do it. Here, you're already in position, and everything goes in the quads. And then I would, try to really test my quads, create a pain, and then intensify that pain. And then whatever, you can slow down the tempo. You pass the parallel, no momentum, and then when it's burning, okay, is there anything else I can do to make them burn even more? And then when you find that craziest burning zone and you stay there for a few reps, this is how my quads grew. I was always in a hack squat.
What was your favorite hack squat prior to this one?
Flex equipment.
Flex had a good one, right?
Yeah. Polaris was not
platform.
bad.
Ooh, what is it called?
Polaris, yeah.
Okay.
And then they had.
I liked Icarian.
Icarian, yeah.
That
I was going to say that.
It was like a shorter version.
Yeah, Icarian was also.
But I liked the angle. The platform was raised up a little bit. It wasn't sitting at the floor, right?
Mm-hmm. Cybex that I
Some
had in my
your
gym.
Knees,
I didn't like, so I gave it away.
Yeah.
But torture, new tech. And this is an invitation. And now people are going to, in the next podcast, I'm going to ask him, once you test that equipment, if you're going to tell the difference, I can tell a huge difference.
I just wonder, I think I asked you what your favorite piece was.
My favorite piece is that hack squat. And then second favorite is M torture squat. They always put the Regan on it. leg extensions, leg curl are perfect. Full range of motion. You can feel there's no like that hiccup, and then there's not that empty range that you don't feel nothing. You just go and there's no even contraction. So the Mr. Buen that is doing this, he's like really one of those, you know.
He creates it.
He's looking at each and every piece like his masterpiece, and then change the angle, change the grip, make the grip possibility to turn on many back pieces. They have like 6 different rowing machines, one better than the other. They have great chest pieces, you know, and shoulder pieces.
That's where Regan and I went over to Korea.
For the event, yeah.
Yeah, went over there.
And you saw the pieces there, the new, because they launched a new line recently.
You know what it is? There's no other equipment that no matter how tall you are, how wide you are, how narrow you are, if you have issues with your hands or your wrists or something where you can't move, their equipment is universal. It can be adjusted to fit you. Yeah. Even if you're doing a back piece, the handles have a pin and it can turn so it fits you. You can make everything adjusted to you so you don't. It maximizes.
So how do you train at other gyms now, Milos?
I don't really. I mean, this is, you know, when you find yourself, and if you would come here and say, okay, Milos, I want the craziest workout, which gym I would train you, I would choose Torture because
that's next 3 minutes from your house.
Yes. No, but because if I put you on that equipment, I know exactly what I can expect. Yep. There are gyms that you go there, it's just not that. I mean, you do it and you're not happy. You know, you have a combination of muscle and joint pain, and then the range that is just not full, and then the angle that is not perfect. You know, those kind of things matter.
You know what it was? We went there. I was there when Milos came by the first time to check it out. Mm-hmm. We were filming, and he looked like a little kid in a candy store because he got to see with Mr. Beyond there. He got to see. Okay, show me this. Oh, even on some of the leg pieces, there's pins on the side that can move the plate up and down, so your feet can get angled right. Or like one of my favorite things, and as simple, stupid as this is, you know how when you do like arms, how they have the preacher, like bench. There's our pin on the side so it can move up and down. Because of my shoulder, certain angles hurt. Well, I can move it up a little bit so I can do perfect curls without having any pain, where I can't do that other places.
When you get in the machine, why do we even do machine? Why do we do the free weights? Because isolates that particular muscle, right? So you don't do the secondary movers and stabilizers, neutralizers.
Don't you think that people should start with free weights, though, when they first start training?
Yes and no. We did, because it's normal, so you get all the skill.
We didn't have hammer strength back then.
Yeah, but let's say right now, first time somebody comes into the gym, okay? Your nephew that never trained in the gym. Is this easier to show him all the free weights and tell him to focus on the muscle, or put on the machine that is already isolating that muscle? And then it's easier on the machine.
If you were to do a gym, though, what would you hand pick equipment to put in there?
That's what I had in my Colosseum gym. I would hand pick. There's many good pieces in many companies, by all means. I mean, I would choose a lot of Atlantis. I would use some Arsenal. I would use some Hammer. I would use, many things.
So you like all different brands?
I like Prime a lot, too.
Yeah. I mean, you like many cars. You say you like Tesla better than Mercedes, right? But,
he's going to buy an old Cadillac.
Yeah.
The guy used to have.
Oh, gee. Yeah, you need that as much as heart attack. Yeah. You know who had, did I send you this video of Hunter driving a Cadillac?
Hey, I had a Cadillac for years, and he used to give me.
What do you mean? He has one, or?
Yeah. I didn't send you the video.
An old Cadillac? Or?
Yeah, and didn't start.
Oh, really?
Mine didn't start sometimes, too.
Huh?
You just had to kick it.
Yeah.
He used to pick on me because I drove a Cadillac.
Well, his sat like in the rear end.
Well, no, this is why the air shocks went out, so I put normal shocks on it. I don't care about cars. I have zero ego. I don't need to show off to anybody. So I drove a piece of shit car, and I don't care.
I got the Cadillac.
So he picked on me every time he saw it.
I got the Cadillac and my ex and like Sonny Schmidt, you know, they didn't want to be seen in the car.
Why?
Because that's like for old people.
It drives. You know what?
It was
Listen,
super smooth. I could
you know
care
what's
less.
crazy?
So I dropped them off like 2 blocks away from the gym, and they have
No
to walk.
way.
I was serious. They didn't want to be seen.
Listen.
I was okay.
You go buy a Cadillac, and it'll drive better than any car on the road.
He's gonna buy a Mercedes though.
No, I'm buying an old Cadillac now. I'm
Yeah.
$5,000 budget.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to take a loan out. I'm going to put it on Jay's
So,
credit card.
How can you possibly like Tesla better than Mercedes?
Because it's easy
Easy what?
to drive. It's just you get up and go, no gas, no engine. It's easier. It's super fast. It's like quick in and out.
I can't even imagine that. Yeah, okay.
You know what my favorite vehicle he has is, though? His new Suburban.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like trucks and SUVs. I don't like these.
My daughter bought the Tesla and she loves it. I don't know.
Why don't you get a Tesla?
Why would I?
That blows my mind because your daughter. I just remember her.
Yeah. Yeah, when she's yeah.
Why don't you like
she was
Tesla?
like 5.
It sounded like I didn't drive Tesla. I don't know. You want to give me for a
Oh,
couple
you know what we need to do?
You have bad luck. You have bad luck.
No, you're not touching it. But I would do anything to have him go in the passenger seat and put a camera on him and floor it and watch his face.
Hey, I got to tell you this. You know where was Residence Inn? Across the street from Coliseum Gym.
Yeah.
How far was that? It's just like you can walk.
Yeah.
But I gave Dorian my car, because he was gas. Like, okay, so you can use it. He got in an accident from Residence Inn to the gym. There was just one street to pass, right? I guess he used to
Driving on the
driving
wrong side
on the other side. Yeah, that was
Staying
funny.
far away from you in cars. You just have bad luck.
So, who do you
Okay.
have training coming up in any contests on these shows we just mentioned?
Yes, I have 4 Brazilian guys now that we are picking the shows, and
Are they pros or?
yeah, pros Vitor, the horse MD.
Yeah.
I have Bruno Santos, and then Marcelo Cruz. So the 4 they're so passionate in Brazil. Oh my God,
Crazy fitness is exploding.
yeah. And horse MD is super popular.
Are you going to go
really.
there and train?
I should. I wanted to 4 times.
Let's go.
Yeah, 4 times. Now they're asking me
Are they spread out?
when I can do it, but I have like so many doctor's appointments in next few weeks.
Hard to travel.
Yeah, hard to travel. Yeah,
Just
and
get
then
your
I don't
health
know.
right. Get your health right.
I mean, put it this way, I'm seeing an orthopedic surgeon and then a spine surgeon on the 16th.
Well, I heard you got your test back and your brain, they're saying, is going to fix itself.
I have proven that I have brain. It's still there. Now, I got some... Look,
We could have really shit on you right there.
Well, he calls you the mind,
Yeah. Put it this way, I think I complained. I had a feeling that my brain was glued to the skull for like more than 2 weeks. So I went to that pain doctor. I complained, and she said, well, I could give you some shots, but you have to sign the release. I said, I'll sign anything, try anything. And it was like pushing some corticosteroids mixed with something else. And it was really like that super pressure thing is your skull is going to explode. And then it's like cold water going all over the brain. It was the weirdest feeling ever. Boom, gone. Zero pain and that feeling. So I'm so grateful. Now I have something similar. The lower back is killing me. So I said yesterday I was with the same doctor. Like, Doc, do you have anything similar, for lower
He's
back?
a junkie now. Look at him.
I mean, and then she goes like, yeah, there is that epidural, right, that it can do it, but I have to see the neurosurgeon first. Yeah.
So the Fit for 60 is not happening then?
It has to happen,
When you turn 60?
5 years from now. No, January. Yeah. How's your no, I'm not fit for 60. I want to be jacked for 60. And
The way you're going, you're normal at 60.
You have that man's physique, kind of want to look alike.
Damn, he just called you a men's physique.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to be
fit. What is fit? I want to be fit. I want to be jacked.
I look like 270 pounds of chewed bubble gum. So beat that.
Yes, you were complaining about 22% body fat. I was being so kind, right?
I'm probably 30.
Yeah.
Why? Who got 22?
Somebody commented something like about
Someone said
22.
I have
Yeah, the
22%.
question was, can you still build muscle if you're 22% body
Who
fat?
said
said Matt.
on the podcast? Or?
Yeah,
And then
somebody.
he said Matt can do
Well,
it.
the guy said he needs to stop. The guy on the left needs to.
Yeah. What did he tell me I was?
Yeah,
I forgot.
You were interrupting.
Yeah.
some complimentary thing. Like
The rude guy.
I'm a fucking rude guy.
no, but imagine, you're having a conversation and somebody's going to say, okay, you shut up. No, you shut up.
No, we
I
try
just
to
ignore
We try
everybody.
to have this podcast, and we always, people loved having you on.
Yeah, I love chatting with you. I mean, first, we are friends, but I'm a fan, and I know that you a thinker, and you notice everything. You're also a historian. You can tell me what Dorian's left brachialis looked at Olympia, right?
You know the difference between this and other podcasts? One, we only do it live. And this isn't like we're just talking. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not a serious interview. It's not nothing.
Did
it's
you
just-
see Dorian train at Metrics ever?
Not the
Like
metrics.
photo shoot or
No, but I trained with Dorian.
like in his prime?
Yeah. So, 95, when we saw him at Olympia, looking crazy.
Atlanta, yeah.
Looking crazy. I didn't train in Gold's Venice too many times, but
Because
for
that was
whatever
far
reason,
for you, right?
yeah, I went there and I trained legs, and I was doing my halting squats and then hack squats. And Dorian came with his normal training partner Leroy, and Milos, too bad you're doing legs. He wanted to do legs with me. Like, oh, Dorian Yates wanted to train legs with me. Like, I'll train with you anytime. It's tomorrow. So yeah, but you just trained today. So that, how can I miss opportunities to train with Dorian? Oh my God, right? And I said that publicly. I didn't really believe 100% that he does that one warm up
set
and then
of
one
failure.
all out. I mean, it's incomprehensible. How can you possibly warm up with something and then go all out? So I said, okay, let's do that. And but I told him, okay, you choose one exercise, then I choose. And he did one warm up, and then boom. So what I chose was that Icarian. We talk about Icarian, but you remember the vertical hack squat?
Yeah.
We call it the hell machine. And I mean, I was kicking ass on that one because I do this all the time. That's super slow. Back is straight. You put the feet forward, and it kills your quads. So I had a chance to train there. Then I went to Birmingham and I trained in his gym a couple of times. We did back and chest. I remember he was exactly as he
What was
presented
his
to be.
gym? What was the gym like?
Like a dungeon.
Yeah.
You know that, but it's, look,
Who was there?
I actually signed a photo for them for all the members and both girls, because there were no girls. But so I put like both girls, from a temple gym.
How many members do you think they had? Because it's not very
I
big.
don't know.
How big is it compared to this room?
Double.
Double this size. It's
Yeah.
still pretty small.
Pretty small, yeah.
It's a basement, right?
It was basement there, but listen, it's as hardcore as they come. I mean, it's like one of those when you come in, you feel the vibe, you want to pick up the weight. You go
Was
to
it
some
dark
fancy
and
gym.
cold
Yeah,
and-
dark and cold and
Was
dirty.
was there music?
No, I don't remember music now when you ask me. I do remember there was no toilets.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So where did you go to the bathroom?
I mean, I didn't.
Outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go in the alley.
There was oh no, sorry. There was no showers. There was a bathroom. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
there's no showers.
That's a
And
big
then
difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Shower and a
yeah,
toilet.
but now, I mean, I'm not sure if there was a bathroom. Probably it was. It doesn't make sense if it doesn't. But the machines were old Nautilus, old like pullover that he would do, and hardcore. And Dorian was super strong and super strict. Like, God damn, how can you even be so strict?
Was he very serious when he trained, or
Yeah.
like what did he say to you while he worked out?
We didn't talk really. I mean, what is to talk? Like shit.
Were you nervous or?
A little bit. I mean, I'm sure he corrected me here and there, like because I I would be far from being that strict, and then especially I can't pick up the same weight as he does.
Like what
on the legs
you?
I could, but
what impressed you, lady? Like one of the lifts?
Yeah, the reverse
row.
Yeah, band
how much?
Row. There was 4 plates.
And how strict did he do it?
Super strict.
How many reps?
6, 7, 8. I mean, he won. I don't remember. There was not 10, but 6, 7, 8, in the most perfect form.
And he wore a headband, or
no?
Okay.
No, not that time. But what else? The
only you did.
Reverse. Anyway, pull over, of course. Reverse pull down. Yeah. Cable rows. Yeah, and cable rows. He was super strong too. Yeah, a cable rows. I could pull a cable row. But rows.
I think anyone, you can do a lot of cable rows.
Yeah, that one. But
wait till my shoulder gets fixed.
Yeah, good. Yeah, somebody was saying, why don't you go to the torture room?
Did you see Hottie's training in the UK right now?
No,
he's in the UK. Right? Yeah, I watched it on live feed the other day.
He's already ripped, right?
I mean,
he trains like he trains
super hard. Yeah,
heavy.
Heavy, hard. I mean,
I think he trains heavier than anyone out there right now.
Which is commendable. This is beautiful, but it's injury waiting to happen. It's way too risky. Finally, he got the Olympia title. The only thing that can stop him is the injury. Why would you risk? I mean, slow down, drop some weight, make the weight heavier by doing more stricter, squeeze longer. I don't know. I think that he's coming to Arizona. Tarek told me that June 20th.
Who is?
Samson should be there, and Derek and Hadi.
How's Hadi going to come?
I don't know.
Early? Oh, maybe that early.
I don't know if he can. I don't know what his visa.
Maybe it was not then Hadi. Maybe just Derek. I don't know.
Possible. Yeah. I don't know the visa rules. Obviously, he gets a single entry every time, but I don't know if it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I don't know what the.
Let me ask you a question. So we're heading. How many? Like we're not even close to Olympia time yet, but
6 months.
But is Samson starting to gear up now and get ready, or?
Yep. You can see with each update. Yeah.
Is he staying in touch with you? And
yeah, of course. Yeah. And
is he gonna come over here in advance, or is he gonna?
I hope so.
Second?
I hope so. We still don't know. Now he's in a little bit better position than before.
It would be. I mean, if he was able to come here 6 weeks before and actually see you every day, it's a.
Yeah, I would love that.
Samson, look, he could win. He's a contender.
I mean, he can win
for sure.
Any which way. It's not like maybe I have to say it's not like I would train him harder than he already trains.
But you can still see him every day.
Yeah,
and that for you as a coach,
I would love that.
Like you see Regan training all the time now, right? Yeah. Even though if he doesn't train with you, he's in the gym pretty often. That's all he's really training now is that torture room, right?
Yeah, Regan is super committed. But you were there. We have it on video. When somebody said, Tarek says potential top 5 Mr. Olympia, and then
Nick laughed.
Nick started laughing like, asshole.
You're a Nick Walker hater.
I missed it. What happened?
Yeah. So when Tarek said that
he was interviewing
potential top 5 Mr. Olympia competitor Regan Grimes,
Nick was standing right behind me, started laughing.
Yeah, dying laughing. Yeah.
Milos is the head of the Nick Walker hater.
Yeah,
he's critical.
He got a few more bad points for me now.
He's a fan.
Retaliate.
He's a fan. He looks huge, huh?
He's massive.
Whew. Now let's talk about that. At which point you become too big?
I don't know. His pecs are ridiculous.
He's very close.
I mean, he posed for you guys.
He wasn't afraid to take his shirt off.
Jesus Christ, that was like, what I mean. That was a moment. It's like, okay, now this is, and we encourage him. You can only win by freaking everybody out. So be a freak that you can be. But and I did tell him also, passing by a few times in the last few weeks, be bigger, get bigger. If your body is growing, why would you stop? I mean, that's your calling.
Looks pretty proportionate, though, doesn't it? Looks pretty proportionate.
Yeah.
He's doing what he has to do to move up.
Holy shit, that was scary. Yeah. I mean, 285 something
I
on
don't
the
care. I don't
5'2".
care about the weight, but he looks. Yeah. Who's taller? Who did you decide?
Milos is a
Hey,
haircut
I
taller.
have to, yeah.
He
I'm gonna-
stretched
haircut.
himself. He did the inversion table before the event.
I thought you said he was 5'2".
yeah, exactly.
What is it? What are you, 5'2.5"?
I don't know. I'm taller than him. I'm
He said he
hashtag
was 5'10".
skyscaper.
I
Yeah,
think
you
you
know,
You
are.
that's
were
what-
5'10" back in the day.
5'10" and a half.
What are you now? 5'6"?
Probably, man. I don't know.
Did
7.
you put some type? Did you put something in your
No,
shoe
that's
to bump you up?
that's Jay.
Conversion table.
Don't give me the Jay trick.
Next time I see Nick, you guys are going barefoot.
Okay.
I bet you he's taller than you.
No way. No way.
I know I'm taller than all of you. That's all
Actually,
that
I think
matters.
that his shoes, bring another inch. You know those, yeah.
Jordan
Jordans.
3s. Yeah.
I don't know which one. They're looking at my shoes, and I don't know what it's called. Tracy something, The one, I don't know. I'm not the Nike guy, so
Those
I
are
have
the
no idea.
Oreo low tops.
No, but he was saying, like, I don't deserve to wear them because, I don't know, Tracy Camp or
McGrady's?
something. Huh?
Oh,
You don't know?
Tracy McGrady's or
No, Tracy
is
is
he
shorter.
still wearing McGrady's from?
He's from
early
Auburndale.
Did I have
Florida.
McGrady's? Did I have them?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see what you had on.
The only, it's
Shoes.
Lu Chen Hui is the one that gave me like 3 best pairs of the Nikes.
Did I
don't
say
know.
he's here? Or?
Not yet?
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but those last.
So that's
ones,
why you got the rich guy shoes.
I guess so. I didn't even know.
I was wondering. I can't afford those shoes. How do you get?
How'd
these
you
shoes?
get
So
these
expensive?
Oreos there on
Which
your
one?
feet? The ones you're wearing right now.
This one?
Yeah.
That's also Lu Chen Hui's
Oh,
gift.
I was gonna say because those.
I was
aren't
going to
here.
say you got a lot of money, guy. You're a rich guy over here. Why don't you buy me a pair of shoes?
So I guess these are expensive too, right?
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
it's just.
I don't know.
I go to Ross.
You sent me that meme this morning.
Which one? I sent
Why
you like
this
40.
rapper is still rich because he's
Slim
buying
Thug?
$5.99 shoes. $5.99.
He did a video
pants
and
stuff.
said-
Oh, you had 50 something pairs, right?
50.
what?
You.
He's
In
got
some
50
old
of the same
video, there
shoe.
was
yeah.
you had a 50
I got a
something
couple,
pairs.
yeah. I got a
Listen,
couple.
I have over 50 shoes. He has way more than me. I probably have 200, and he probably got
It's such
1,000.
a waste. I used to be a shoe collector for Snapchat.
What do you mean you used to be? You still are.
No, I don't get that many.
What do you
shoes.
mean for Snapchat?
I did it as people followed me for the shoes.
Ah, really? People who follow you for the shoes?
Jay's shoes cost more
They
than
don't
my
have
car.
better things to do than to follow you for the shoes? Oh, my God.
Well, they don't know bodybuilding. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's
So you get more followers from a shoe collection.
yeah.
You know what we're gonna do? We're coming to your house and we're going to your closet. We're filming your shoes, all 3 pairs.
Yeah, I have a couple of old cheap ones. Here is the truth. I go to China for 2.5 months to train Lu Chen Hui, and they were filming everything. And I guess they were so embarrassed that the coach has like some shittiest shoes ever. They said, "Here is a gift." I said, "Oh, thank you," but then I didn't wear them. They said, "Oh, why don't you wear your shoes?"
I know what we're getting you for your birthday. We're getting you those New Balance with the Velcro.
I
strap,
have
the
those.
blue-
I
Oh,
already
you
have
definitely
those.
have a pair of those.
I have a couple of those already. And somebody, I didn't care for that thing.
You don't care. I mean, you only go to UFC. You go to Torture
Hey,
Gym.
I'm going to tell you this because
Where else do you go?
But I'm going to tell you this because my daughter criticized me in my video, Secrets of the Pros.
Yeah.
He says, "Dad, you look like homeless." I said, "What do you mean?" I had the stupidest shoes and then nothing matching, right? And I wouldn't comb my hair and stuff like that. Another day in the office. I didn't think this is going to be forever. But then I thought about this one, and I promise you, I never got the haircut for the contest, for the stage. It was just, I'd never even thought about
You
it.
had a mullet.
I had whatever I had. On that day, I wake up and I would go on the stage. Seriously, that's probably embarrassing. It never occurred to me that, maybe I should, have
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. So I guess when I look at some old videos here and there, I've seen like,
I mean, you should know better as a cover model. You used to be on a lot of magazine covers with the girls and...
never even for a cover did I have a special haircut. It's just
No,
like
but
me showing
you
up.
were clean. I mean, you shaved your body and tanned.
Yeah, of course, everybody. That's a.
Who was
you know,
your favorite
profession.
fitness girl ever to shoot with?
Monica Brandt, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many did you do with her?
probably 7, 8. Yeah.
Was
Covers.
Muscle Mag the most covers you ever got, or
Yeah, because you don't have to look like a bodybuilder on that, right?
well, you had great abs, so you were
Well,
perfect with the girls, right?
Yeah, the
Mike
abs.
Quinn
I was
said you were ironing
I
board with
was
abs.
man's physique type, right? So I only got the 2 flex covers.
Do you think you'd make the top 10 in the Olympia right now?
Me at my best?
Yeah.
No.
I would have a shot. 99 when I beat you.
No, but your back wasn't that good, right?
He wasn't, and my arm sucked, and my back wasn't. But actually, yeah,
My back was a good arm.
yeah,
sucked,
my
and you had
calf
a
sucked,
mullet.
my hamstring was not good. Listen, I could create the illusion, right? I was good.
Do you know what they said? You know, on the last thumbnail he put up on there, he said the fans said that you looked better than me.
But of course, is this ever a question?
Because you. We know what you did before that picture.
Listen, you were supposed to kick me back for there.
Yeah, no, I told
Oh,
you.
did he plan this? Or?
Yeah, I tell you, find a shitty picture of Jay and put my best photo.
No, that was a good picture. I was like
No,
this.
I'm going to take the picture of the next one's going to be fat Jay. I'm going to find a fat picture of you, or I'm going to
Hey,
Photoshop one.
Good luck about that, you know. Yeah,
I can Photoshop one.
yeah, okay.
I'm going to
I
put
was
your
fat.
face on my body.
I was fat a couple of times because I lived with Sonny Schmidt, and that was
You
like,
ate this food, did he?
oh my God, you know. So I said, okay, well, let me see what
Was
it
he
takes.
Samoan or?
Samoan guy that would eat amount of food that you can't even comprehend, you know. So he would.
Did he get fat or?
Yeah, he would get fat, and then he would starve himself and do 3 hours of cardio.
He was an amazing
like you.
bodybuilder, huh?
I love his physique. I love everything. Yeah, you know, God bless his soul. But you did 3 hours of cardio, right?
No, I did like two
Oh,
hours.
I have a couple of questions also that people are gonna enjoy. I remember very well that you said one time that you didn't drink for 3 days before one contest.
Yeah, 2001 Olympia.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, remember, I came from 290 to 260 or something.
Because I did that 88. I didn't drink for 3 days.
Yeah,
and
my body reacted really well when I was really full. And then I came down for the last week. I mean, I lost 30 pounds.
So 2001 is the time.
Yeah.
Did you? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. That's the time you tested positive for 5 diuretics. I remember. Don't try to pull that in, right? So no water for 3 days and diuretics.
Yeah, but I didn't take 5.
That
It
was
took 6 or 7.
when the media said 5. So I could assume you probably took aldactone, the standard,
Diazide, yeah.
and then diazide is
Pretty much that's it, yeah.
You took whatever you took to lean your face last night.
I didn't, man, because it didn't confirm that I'm gonna have it. So.
See, I did it on purpose.
had a
I want
basketball
your
face.
face to be fatter
So
than mine.
diazide is hydrochlorothiazide and chamterin, and you had a spironolactone, and maybe
knows?
maybe
What was it?
brush of Bumex.
I
or
wouldn't even
something.
know. I didn't know
Lasix.
about Bumex because Bumex wasn't on the test.
So it's only 3.
So let
No,
me ask
Bumex
you-
was on the test.
No,
To-
at first it wasn't.
Demodex. No, Demodex wasn't.
The question is, I hate to even say this because this is bad, but are there safer diuretics than others? Like aldactone, I
Somewhat.
feel is very
It's aldosterone blocker. It's not even a diuretic.
yeah. Like
They put them in.
until you add, like it doesn't really work great until you add like the diazide to it or something, right?
Yeah, but see, like Dorian only did aldactone. He didn't
How?
even top it off. I know. It's like, Jesus. Yeah. What's his name? Andreas Munzer only did aldactone.
But it's really like you have to taper with aldactone, right? You can't just take it and
well,
you have to be careful how much you take, right?
you know how Dorian did it? And he knows I said that many times. And that's how I was doing. 150 milligrams Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days, 50, 50, 50, 3 times a day, every 8 hours.
That's a lot, though, isn't it?
That was the only thing, you know. Yeah.
Because
If
you
you
rebound
look,
really bad off of it, don't you?
you always rebound. Every time when you dehydrate, you know, you set that alarm and body doesn't rehydrate just normally, but goes above until it senses you're out of danger and then comes back. But no, seriously, now that I'm thinking, you didn't drink for 3 days.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Why diuretics on top of it?
Well, I didn't take that much, you know. I didn't kill myself.
Yeah, but that was now
But
that I'm
not
done.
drinking it seemed to rid my body. Because, dude, I was 290.
You
Think
look,
about that.
You look crazy good. You
Yeah,
look
so
crazy good.
I was super dehydrated, and that's why my abs were so sunken. Is the crazy? You know why I did it? Because I did the same thing on the Euro tour the year before. Because you remember, I came into the 2000 Olympia, and I
you
got
press
eighth.
8, yeah.
But I went on the tour and I lost
You
like
was
another 10.
smooth city.
No, I was, dude. I was just wasn't as challenged. You know, I wasn't as
You
good.
was smooth.
So, what'd you get?
I didn't compete.
Yeah, okay. I would have smoked. You
Hold
anyway.
on. I was qualified. They didn't let me compete 2000 because I didn't have a medical clearance. You know, they didn't let me compete. I was so pissed
Medical
off
for what?
because I had that.
The burn thing.
ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome, when they hospitalized me after the Synthol shot. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I learned on that tour not to drink, and that's what we kind of did. So,
Really?
yeah.
So most of your career you didn't drink?
No. Other shows, no, I drank. I only did that for like.
Tell them about the Diet Mountain Dew one.
Well, no, I didn't. I drank.
Yeah, I didn't drink that.
Dieting for the show, I drank a case a day.
You drank a case of diet soda a day.
Yeah. I would drink a Coca-Cola after getting ready
After
for 01
after show.
Olympia. Training at
for
the
insulin.
Olympic.
Yeah.
I'd walk out of the gym with a Coke. I was
Yeah,
2 or
that's
3
how
weeks out, you know.
Yeah.
People were like, "What? You're drinking a soda?" You know.
Yeah. But Mountain the diet.
That's the
Mountain
most
Dew.
caffeine.
Okay, so listen, and this is one of the rare bets that I lost from Charles Poliquin. He told me that all these diet drinks still elevate your glucose. I said, how can possibly insulin and glucose level? He said, no way. You know, there's nothing there. And then, of course, drink Coke and, you get up. So there's that cephalic insulin release, that sweet tooth, you know. If you drink all day long, then you have a little bit of influence. So how can you diet on the low carbs and still drink that? It beats the purpose, and then you don't supposed to get in shape, but you did.
Do you think the gum is bad too?
Well, there's that glycemic index, a glycemic load. You can be 100 over here, but if it's 1 gram, it's a spit in the ocean. It's not going to do
I know,
nothing.
but when you're chewing packs of gum a day.
He used to. I remember going to your house. He had it in his movie theater. You'd open it up. There's like 50 packs of gum, and he would just eat them.
I'm not kidding. In an hour, I'd chew like 15, 20 sticks of gum.
Even
I'd
now?
chew them for like 3 minutes and throw it out and get another piece.
Yeah, as soon as they lose the sweetness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Listen, I had a guy like this before that was dieting, and he's never getting in shape. I said, like, what? Oh, he would take fruit or anything else and like chew it,
Put it in his mouth,
and then
spit
it
it
spits out. Oh, that works.
It's like the wrestlers when they got to make weight, they would lick
Yeah.
Starburst
Yeah.
and just keep spitting.
What do you mean Starburst?
Starburst, like the candy.
Candy? I
How
love
many
those.
sodas a day do you think you drink? Don't lie.
Right now, probably average 3. Probably 3.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of coffee though.
How
I
many
drink
cups of coffee this morning did you drink?
6.
Hey, I officially complain. How many times have I showed up here at the Cutler Cast?
He has all
And
the
he
money.
said
I'm
he's
broke.
going to bring the coffee maker so I can drink a coffee.
Yeah, he
I'm
doesn't
gonna
enjoy
bring. I'm
it.
gonna bring the little Italian one that you put a flame.
I don't
on
care
it.
about, but just bring one. You
So
promised.
what,
like
you said you had an extra
10
one?
episodes
Or?
ago.
I have
Yeah.
3 at my house. I have 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a
You
coffee
drank
problem.
6 cups of coffee this
Well,
morning.
I drink a big cup like this, and it's 3 cups in it, and I drink 2 of those. I drink one, then I go to the gym and I walk on the treadmill
And
for
then
40
you just
minutes and
had
drink the other.
two Celsius while you've been here?
I just had one right here. I
Yeah.
didn't finish it.
What do you mean you
How
walk
many
on the
bars do you drink a day, eat a day?
None. I don't really keep them. I don't need them.
treadmill? Which bars?
Well, he ate all those bars over
There's
in
one
here.
left over there.
The
Look at
Vaughn's-
Milos. Look at him up.
Vaughn's
Look
bar.
at Milos. He's like,
Yeah.
Did
whoa.
you like the Vaughn's bar I gave you?
Yeah,
or-
it was good. Yeah.
Those are new. Those are coming out right now. We can shout out to Vaughn's for Dom. And these are all C-Bomb and Dom.
There you go. There's one left.
What do you mean?
It's
C-Bomb?
Vaughn's.
Yeah. Oh, thank
So
you.
shout out to Vaughn. This just launched. I think he sold it out in a day. Did you? What flavor did you leave him, Matt?
I don't know what's there. You got them.
So Matt eats 2 at a time.
Marshmallow crispers. That looks good.
Yeah,
Okay. It's
they're really
small for
good
me
though.
to
Did
see.
you like it last time I gave
Yeah,
it to you? Right?
yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
You know, I love this kind of bars. I tell you, that's also interesting. First bar. What was the first bar ever that you had? Power bar, right?
No, I think I had the Weeder like cement bars.
Do
Do you remember the Joe bar? It had my picture on it. Did you ever get the Joe bar?
No, I don't remember.
But didn't we have steel bars?
The
Remember
steel bars. Steel bars, yeah.
Those are chewy.
But
huh?
before this is I'm talking.
Do you know who had a
late
really?
80s.
Do you know who had a really good bar? The Twin Lab had a It was like a fat burner bar. Do you remember that one?
Fat burner bar. No.
No, it's pretty good. It actually was decent.
Yeah, but the power bar, because I was so strict with my diet, and you can't even imagine eating bars back in late 80s, right? But then a power bar was like 40 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, right? So I would cut in 8 pieces, and
have a piece.
Yeah, just had one piece after the meal, because think about it, and whoever is dieting, if you have a piece of cake, one bite of cake or the whole piece, it all boils down to that last bite. Eventually, it's going to be that last bite that leaves you with a taste. So I would stuff myself with whatever food that I need to eat, and then I would have one bite, and that would stick with me.
It
that
would
was
give
good
you
enough.
enough
Yeah.
sensation,
Yes.
satisfaction of
Yeah.
dieting.
Because-
He's looking at you like, I've never dieted. He's
Yeah.
never been on a diet in his life.
Why the fuck would I diet?
He doesn't know the meaning.
I'm not
of
a
it.
quitter.
But that's how disciplined you
Yeah, it
were.
was.
And
Yeah.
you follow any kind of you're eating like live.
No, I didn't. You seen that?
Did you see it? He
I
ate
would've
live.
tried it. I
What
would've
was
tried
it?
Dan Solomon is savage. I'm serious.
I
You
would try
ate
it.
live. Was
just
it
said-
live octopus? What was it?
They brought that plate, and it was
Was
all
it
moving.
worms or?
It was moving. You can see on my Instagram. Seriously, how can you possibly want to eat this? What's the
Try
reason?
it. Why would you try it?
Why wouldn't you
Did you
just
try it?
let
I
the
would.
octopus die and then cook it and then bring it? That's
I would try
that's- Yeah, okay.
Where did you eat?
I try
that?
stuff.
It's called sea salt live sashimi.
Wow. And there were other live items there.
I don't know. Thank God they didn't bring it. And they put they put that plate right in front of me, right? And then it was like
He sent me the video.
Yeah, Mr. Buan is like putting in my mouth like no, please, And then
That's rude,
Yeah,
Yeah, you're disrespectful.
yeah, that's what Dan said. So
You
Dan
gotta
first
try it.
Dan said he has to respect the tradition, and then after he had a bite, I guess one
There's only-
American did it. So I
There's
don't have
only one that I couldn't do when I was in Taiwan. They have this stuff called stinky tofu, and it sits out. It's fermented.
Stinky
and if
tofu.
you
Oh,
get
that
10
sounds-
feet from it, you start smelling it. As you get closer, it's like your eyes water. It's so I couldn't get near it to try it. But anything else around the world, I've always tried it.
dog shit. You would try it just because
Well,
it's
there's
like
not
a
dog shit on the
specialty
menu.
in the Korea.
There's not a dog shit on the menu.
No?
If there's something on the menu,
I don't know.
I'll try it.
I wouldn't. I have my limits.
I tried raw. What was it? Raw stingray liver, and it was still had blood in it.
The greatest thing is raw meat, right? The steak tartare. Did you ever had it?
Yeah.
good.
I love that. I mean,
Well,
I
it's
would die
seasoned,
for
About
but-
it.
horse meat.
From horse
My
or from
dad
beef.
used to cook Hamburg, and he would eat the raw Hamburg as he was cooking it.
Eh?
What do you think about that?
I could do
Serbia,
that.
He would try it.
I could do that.
You're
yeah.
Serbian.
It's beef, so beef. You want to look like chicken, eat chicken. You want to look like a beef, you're a bull.
I look like a cow.
Jay made that piggy T-shirt.
That's for me.
I'm sure he was inspired by somebody.
It was me.
Double M. But anyway, you would try that thing?
I wouldn't try
No,
it. That's why you didn't invite me. You knew better.
Yeah. I
You
guess
won't
so.
try anything but chicken and rice.
Nah, I'm on a pretty boring diet right now.
You're on a boring diet always.
Yeah, well,
Jay's the only person in the history of mankind that goes to Cheesecake Factory and orders chicken and rice.
Yeah. Do you ever put like ketchup and stuff like that?
sometimes. I don't think ketchup's really that good for you.
I never.
Would you allow your people to diet on ketchup?
I don't allow
It's
them.
disgusting.
Yeah, I don't
You
suggest
like
I don't allow it.
mustard, or
Mustard is okay.
like
Yeah,
it's just vinegar, right?
Yeah, but balsamic vinegar, of course, you can knock yourself out. But ketchup, I literally seen a guy that
What about sugar?
does a little bit of chicken with his ketchup.
What about sugar-free ketchup? Don't they have a sugar-free one now, or low sugar?
Low sugar.
You know, you should suffer.
So you
And
think
should just
Ronnie
put
with the
nutrients.
barbecue sauce
I
and all that?
know.
And that wasn't even like a
popularized-
sugar free. That was straight. That was straight barbecue.
Flex
sauce.
Wheeler said he ate French fries up until a week out or
All
something.
the
Did he say
time.
that, or
Yeah, he really.
from the at '93 national, like USA, it's '93 Olympia or something?
Yeah,
he
but
said.
then did you listen how he said like he was 4 weeks on zero carbs, right? Zero carbs and you eat the French fries.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
I must have fell asleep. I woke up and I heard French fries and I went back to sleep.
Yeah. Well, and then when you remember your cycle, but then you don't mention few that for sure are in. You know what I mean? Like Proviron has to be in. Health testing has to be in.
I mean, I went to shows without certain things. Yeah. But
Really? But Proviron and health testing close to the show, you probably
no,
did.
I never.
Yeah, you did
Proviron.
Anadrol.
Yeah. No, I did. I did Novadex.
Yeah, no, but you did a Anadrol, right?
I did, but not all in the beginning. Not every show.
He ate a bowl of them for breakfast.
Yeah, but Proviron is not just
I heard
anti-estrogen. It's also
someone.
androgen.
I heard someone mention that someone watched them take a whole bottle of Anavar and pour it in their mouth.
Ooh.
I don't know. I listened to a podcast.
And there was Mama Benaziza that I've witnessed when he did a D-ball. And it was like, like this, right? It was not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was like a handful. Yeah.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah.
Really?
I won't say their name, but
Yeah, no, that's not good.
And then I've seen, clenbuterol just started like in the early 90s. And then all of us that they start taking it back in the day. There's that Spiropen from Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, you are shaking like a leaf. That was crazy. I remember watching Momo exactly. We went to the store and then he would pick up something to read the nutrition information. He was like, still, there was no way you can read it. Yeah. But so that was very interesting. So you didn't drink for 3 days plus the
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing it.
And then nobody does it. But then close to 2009, Olympia, do you remember your water intake?
Yeah, I cut down a lot, but I had to eat, and that was the hard part. Is I was super dehydrated, but I was eating. And I didn't take a ton of diuretics. Remember I was using anti-estrogens for that show, so that helped a lot. But I did have to dehydrate, and that was always the hardest part for me. He witnessed some pretty heavy dehydration. It just wasn't, my body wasn't reactive because I was a big drinker, fluid-wise.
Normally.
I mean, I was 2+ gallons a day for sure. And even today, I like when we go to dinners and stuff, like I drink and drink and drink. I drink a lot with my meals, even though they say you're not supposed to drink a lot with your meals. I do drink quite a bit.
Me too. I can never. John Meadows once convinced me to try it. I tried for like 2 meals and that was it.
Really?
Yeah. No. When you're used to something.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I take everything with a grain of salt and I make my own experience now. You've been drinking with your meals, digesting normally anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's part of the thing. I think fluids are really important. I think, when he mentions a lot of dehydrated, like coffees and stuff like that, I get a little...
But this is what, I know that you would never coach somebody for the stage. Or did you?
No, I used to. I just wouldn't do it now. It's just a lot of work.
So, okay.
My patience
that's
is...
my question to you. How would you advise majority of the people with the water to cut down?
I would taper down. I would measure it all the way and start tapering it
Thursday,
3 or 4
Friday.
days out. Yeah.
Yeah.
1/2 gallon, the day before the show, like in the early part of the day, and not just sip a little
So
bit.
from 2 gallons to 1.5 to 1 to 1/2.
Yes, and then touch and go from there. Depending.
That was majority of your
Yeah.
shows.
It was just.
That's how Chris Aceto
Yeah,
does,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't always work. Some shows I looked better if I kept some fluids in. I was always scared to drink, to be honest. After 98 Night of Champions, like it just didn't work for me. I didn't use any diuretics for that show, but that was the biggest mistake ever.
Because I was tested.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know how to handle it.
I used the plasma expanders for that. And
Yeah.
didn't work shit. I was actually quite good at the room 2 hours before when I did it. And by the time I took off my clothes backstage, I was like, God damn.
You lost it.
Yeah, I lost it. It's not the same. You can't really...
Were you surprised Ernie Taylor placed so well that year?
98? 97, he was third, right? Yeah, was second, he was third. So what did he place? 98?
Third or something.
98?
Right? Yeah, let's see. So I think Mike Matarazzo got 5th. I think 4th was Johnny Moya. And who won? Ronnie won. Kevin was 2nd. 3rd was Matarazzo. 4th was Johnny Moya. 5th was
Yeah.
I think Ernie Taylor.
Yeah, no, I remember that much better. 98, 97, I won Canada and then was second in the Night of the Champions. 98, Milmer was due at the Night of the Champions date with Alexandra. So I didn't sign any contracts. It's like, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to get the baby on those days. But then she was like 2.5 weeks early, and that was like a Wednesday. And then there was a San Francisco Pro Show on Saturday. Let me do it. And I actually beat Matarazzo on that one. I was top 5. And then we went to Canada, and then Night of the Champions. But
he was like a 0 carb diet or Matarazzo, huh?
It was peanut butter steak.
Yeah, I remember.
Always conditioned.
Yeah, he always looked good.
Yeah. Always conditioned.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. Listen, you guys want to comment below? I know we talked a lot of topics, but congratulations, Ian. You're in the Olympia.
Yeah, congratulations.
And, we'll see you out here in Florida at the end of the year. And,
and if you want to see Milos, he'll be at the torture room.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out what's happening with him. He is offering some training if you guys are coming to town. So,
and if you want to hire Milos, just send me the money, and I'll make sure.
Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, you said something interesting. Hold on. Some guy, bodybuilder, won $380,000 in Vegas.
Yeah.
You can say it or no?
Yeah, it goes on the news.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't happen every day, right?
No.
I have my uncle playing a lottery for like 52 years already.
You give him money to play?
No, I mean he
plays himself. Okay.
Yeah, but he's not giving up.
Do you know anyone that's ever won? They say it's rare.
That's why I'm impressed that somebody actually won 380,000. God damn. On what? On
I don't know what it was.
I don't remember. I just saw it. He hit some jackpot. I don't know if he was playing blackjack or something. You put that side bet and you hit some jackpot and it said like 300 something.
What would you do if you won?
No, you can't have blackjack.
Hey,
no. They have side bets.
I'm going to ask you a question. If you won $350K right now, what would you do?
You'd give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. I would buy you a car and put the rest of the cash in the passenger seat.
You need a vehicle now, right? So
I do need a vehicle.
It says right here, Mr. Biceps wins $354,000 while playing poker in Las Vegas.
Poker.
He hit the jackpot. He hit the mega progressive jackpot on Crazy 4 poker at Planet Hollywood. So that means you play it, and they have these side bets, and if the planets align, yeah.
So let me ask you a question before we hang up. What are you buying for a car? You know that Mercedes is for sale out there.
Which one?
The white one.
It's a piece of shit. Don't buy it.
I'm gonna have to buy. My car. My car is either gonna be fixed. I still don't know if it's gonna be total or fixed. I have no clue.
Okay, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna drive there right now.
Can I ask you a question? Will you ever buy a car again, or will you lease it?
What would you tell me? Now I wish I leased it. Yeah. Now I wish I leased it. But what would you tell me? I mean,
it's each their own. But I mean, it depends.
I would love to listen to your advice. I mean, you have so much more.
It depends how much. I think you
business-wise.
spend a lot on your vehicles. That's the problem. Is like when you start spending like $100,000 on cars or close to, the value is only going to. It's a depreciation, right? But you can still take the depreciation depending on your business. But I think, depending on rates and whatever else, right now the rates aren't great, and I don't even think the lease packages are that good. So you got to kind of look for incentives,
Do you now here would be the first question? When you buy a car, do you trade it in every 2-3 years, or do you keep it for 10 or 15 years?
I mean, before I was leasing all the time, right? But then I would buy it recently. All my cars, basically, I didn't trade it. I just
you just don't want the payment? Is that why? Or
yeah, I don't want the payment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pay my vehicles off right away, but I'll hang on to them for 5 years. I don't care. I'm not like I don't need a new car every 6 months.
I mean, you have so many cars. I mean, like
just
shoes.
have Jay let you borrow one. Borrow it for like 3 years.
Yeah, I'm safe driver.
It's just I know we have to worry about the people around
I guess you said no to a couple of rounds of Tesla around the block.
It would scare you, that thing.
I would love. Yeah. We got to set a camera up and just have you.
He's not in good health, dude.
Hunter gave me his Ferrari to drive, and it was just giving me a hard time. I say he drive like PUSS.
What
So I was
You
terrified.
think we're on Nickelodeon? You can swear here. It's okay.
Yeah, I was terrified. I mean, seriously.
Well, listen, we appreciate you. I appreciate you inviting me to Torture Gym grand opening. I'm glad it went successful, and we'll have you back on pretty soon to
After Spain Pro, right? 2
Well,
weeks.
hopefully, maybe, yeah, probably then.
There's a bunch of shows coming up, so we'll have you on.
Yeah,
But we appreciate you. The fans appreciate you. Your honest opinion is always great. I know we don't always agree on topics, but that's what makes it so unique, right?
We do, pretty much.
No, but 07 Olympia,
Yeah, okay, so maybe you won.
Don't
Maybe
change
you
it.
won't.
Oh, don't change it now.
Victor's
You
going to
said
call
he's a
you up
stage
after this
decoration.
thing. Yes, Victor's going to be calling you after this. Dennis Wolf is going to say you're a liar, It was great to see Dennis, though. We had a lot of great faces come out and support the event.
Yeah. You see how ripped Dennis is?
Yeah, he's training.
Jesus
He
Christ.
invited me to come train at 6 a.m. at his house. We only live like 2 minutes from each other, so
Yeah.
You should do it one day. And film it.
yeah, I know. He's such a
I think
great
you should
dude.
get up. Well, you ain't get up at 5 in the morning. So.
No chance.
Maybe
in
if
hell.
you incentivize me to go, I'll want to go train at 6 a.m. at his house. He stays up late. I
know.
text him at 1 in the morning. He's
I was
always
up until 4:30, and then I had to wake up for Djokovic, my countryman, won today. Is going to semifinals, and then he's going to win French Open and get the 23rd.
There's a Djokovic and the Joker.
Yeah,
They lost the
both,
other night, though.
They're both jokers. Yeah, they're good friends. Jokic. Yeah, they're going to win. You know that.
Well, they lost.
They got their
last
ass
game.
whooped.
Yeah,
They got their ass whooped the
yeah.
other
Did
night.
you watch the Knights game last night?
Which one?
The Stanley Cup Finals is right here.
Yeah.
No.
They're up 2-0 right now.
Look at that. You didn't know that?
The goal
Knights
is
are up 2-0.
unbelievable. Yeah. Did you watch the game, Larry? Or
Did you?
yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Did you bet?
No, I
a
bet
degenerate.
on the Nuggets though, and I lost. So I was pissed.
So I'm going to start asking Jay his bets. I'm going to do the opposite. All right, we're out of here.
All right.